when she was born, they went to take her away and wipe her down and kind of jokingly said, oh, she only has 3 toes. And like, what are you talking about? So that's how we found out she had a condition called proximal focal femoral deficiency, PFFD for short.
Yeah, we were basically in a situation where we had 2 choices. One was to, put her through a lot of surgeries her whole childhood, or we can amputate her foot and put a prosthetic on and have her change prosthetics. So obviously that was the best of the 2 choices. So we decided to go ahead, and we were in the process of going to get the amputation. So we're walking around, and she's just a baby. We're pushing around in a stroller, and we ran into Steve. Sam, Kimmy was telling her all about Sam and what we had to do, and next thing you know, she's crying. Next thing you know, Steve's crying. And we're all like, oh, I gotta cut her foot off. And he's like, don't you worry, I'll get your kid a leg. I'm like, okay, big biker guy, you're gonna get my daughter a leg, okay. And he's like, trust me, just come with me to POA, and you can see all the other people, and they'll share some stories that other children had. So we did, and it was one of the best days and the best choices we ever made.
Yes.
And honestly, it's just been such a whirlwind of things that have happened, and even to have her be a part of this and help raise money and help other people get legs.
1st Battalion, 5th Marines in Pendleton. Coincidentally, my brother got the same orders, so we ended up in the same unit, which was pretty cool. 2 different teams, we was on the same team. We had 3 sniper teams, and he was on 2 and I was on 3. And anyway, it was a good time through and through, really. I mean, obviously bad times too. When I went on a night up with my team, and I stepped on an IED that night. I was sweeping that night, and I don't know if I wasn't picking anything up. I didn't have the batteries charged, but I didn't pick this one up. So I stepped on it, and it was quick. My guys got me out real quick, and I got my first prosthetic in Balboa in San Diego. It was good people over there and stuff like that. Then I came back home, and I just kind of outgrown my leg, and it just wasn't working. And by chance, I was literally at a baseball game with my uncle, and he goes, "How's your leg doing?" And I was like, I mean, it could be better. I mean, it's just not, it doesn't really fit right. It hurts after like a couple hours wearing it. He goes, "Well, I think I know a guy." And I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, he runs 50 legs." Like, I'd never heard of it. And then it was literally, I think the next morning or a couple days after, we just showed up on Steve's driveway, and he drove us to Orlando, and I got casted, and I had my leg in like 2 weeks, maybe. I mean, just like that. Didn't even know the man. And he just took me in, helped me out. Right off the bat, I saw, the kids there. I mean, if everybody's been to POA, you can see all the kids running around, and just, the place is awesome. I didn't even get a chance to say thank you before I got a leg, pretty much, I literally would probably not be walking the way I am today if it wasn't for Steve and POA and stuff like that, because, I mean, the VA just so backed up, It's not really their fault that there's so many guys getting hurt from way back when that deserved it before me.
Katie was in a lawnmower accident in October of 2013. We were just so distraught, and given the nature of her accident, I just couldn't imagine anybody wanted to help us. I'll just be honest about it. I said, I appreciate it, but I'm just not going to do that. And so a couple weeks later, his office manager contacted me, and she said, "We really think you should apply for 50 legs." Before I knew it, she had booked myself and my husband and Katie a flight and hotel for Orlando. Pretty overwhelming for us. We just went through 22 surgeries, and somebody actually wanted to, help us. And so the first time Katie walked was January the 12th, which was her birthday. She runs really well. She loves to run. She plays basketball on a team with kids with 2 legs, and she ran 3 5Ks last year. She ran 3 5Ks before she'd even been an amputee a year.
I ran 25, 60, 100, 200, and 400
meter races, and she got first in 4 of them and second in the other. From then on, anytime we needed to come down, I'd just make one phone call, and Tiff sets it all up, and we're done. There's no stress, no problems with anything. I mean, I would have never imagined that we could have an amputation and it'd be better than what we were doing, but it really was.
Hunter was born with a severe club foot. He had 8 surgeries before he was 8. All the surgeries seemed successful at the time, but every time he'd go through a growth spurt, his foot would contract back. His right foot was the size of a 1.5-year-old's foot. It stopped growing. We were driving somewhere and he looked at me and he said, "Mommy, I wish they could just cut off my foot and make me a new one." And at the time, I wasn't ready to hear that. And I was like, "Bud, that's a little bit extreme. We're not gonna do it, you know?" Now Hunter's a tough kid, and after every one of his surgeries, I mean, he never cried, he never complained. It was just part of what he went through. And for him to start complaining and crying and feeling helpless and doctors telling you, "I don't know what else we can do." And then they suggested that, you know, you need to prepare yourself for amputation. It was his choice 100%, and it's the best thing that has ever happened. I mean, his doctor actually asked him, "If you could go back and do this again, would you choose it?" And he said, "In a heartbeat." I went on YouTube because I didn't know what else to do. And I found videos of all these kids, and he's like, "I wish we could go there." Because one of the other little boys we became connected with, he is part of 50 Legs. And I just messaged Steve on Facebook. I said, "You don't know me, you haven't met my son, but I just wanted to take some time out and say thank you for making something so scary a little bit less scary." Steve responded within 30 seconds, and he's like, "Here's my phone number, call me." He actually rearranged his schedule to come and meet Hunter Monday night before his surgery Tuesday morning. And ever since then, I mean, Steve and Hunter have been inseparable.
Yeah. Since I've had the surgery, like, my life has changed. My confidence is back. I love soccer, but I couldn't keep up, and now I can.
Started off, it was just kids and vets, and now it's turned into, because the charity's grown so much, we've helped out, you know, average people. I mean, our oldest person is a 94-year-old merchant marine, World War II vet. He's my oldest guy we have. I mean, for 10 years he didn't walk. Now he's up vertical walker. He's walking with a walker, but he's vertical and walking again. You know, we turned down so many people this year already because we don't have the funds, so it's heartbreaking. It's like, you know, it's my drug of choice is watching amputees walk again and get their lives back. It's the most heartfelt. It's hard to explain. I guess it's like if you're a parent and your kids have 2 feet, watching them walk for the first time. I get the same enjoyment and excitement every time I see it, and I see it, you know, once or twice a week, every week. So it never gets old.